You got any ID on you?
For what? What's the crime?
Well, you're kind of just loitering right now.
That's considered loitering?
I mean, you've been here for an extended period of time. You got really, you got any business out here other than just hanging out?
Of course I do.
What's that? Called in, get in?
Yeah, he's accusing me of loitering. He's making that type of accusation, which, I mean, you follow the law. You wouldn't mention loitering if you didn't think that maybe that could be a potential charge. So, can you define this loitering issue?
Well, I mean, if you're just sitting here hanging out with no rhyme or reason, I mean, you're just kind of...
Okay, all right. So anybody you see just kind of sitting that you could charge them?
In a quiet prairie reserve near Loda, Illinois, a lone traveler is confronted by Deputy Al of the Iroquois County Sheriff's Police. The man, known online as Travis Heinze, is simply resting, sightseeing next to a public cemetery when suspicion turns into confrontation. Accused of loitering with no crime committed, he begins recording. But how far can an officer go when there's no law being broken? This case opens a deep question. Do you have to show ID just for hanging out on public land? Let's break it down, legally and logically. This is Mr. Right, ID Refusal. Thanks to Travis Heinze for documenting and publishing this footage. Please support his channel and consider subscribing to both of us for more civil rights content.
What's up?
Under the Fourth Amendment, individuals are protected from unreasonable searches or detentions without probable cause. At this stage, Deputy Al hasn't articulated any lawful reason to detain or ID Travis. Remaining silent and not consenting to a search or ID demand is constitutionally protected. Filming in public is legal under the First Amendment.
How we doing?
All right.
What we got going on here?
Just hanging out.
Hanging out?
Step out here. Were you called?
Yeah. So you've been here for a while?
Yeah, I'm just hanging on. I mean, I was getting my shoes.
You got any ID on you?
For what? What's the crime?
Well, you're kind of just loitering right now.
That's considered loitering?
I mean, you've been here for an extended period of time. You got really, you got any business out here other than just hanging out?
Of course I do.
What's that?
Just hanging out. That's my business. I don't see the problem with that. How about right here? This look good?
What's that for?
Just gonna document this. You're asking for ID and telling me I'm committing crimes. It's probably good to document this.
Okay. So what brings you out here from Washington?
Well, I didn't come straight from Washington.
Okay. Well, you got Washington registration.
Yeah, I mean,
You obviously got a nice little setup in there.
Yeah, it's relaxed.
What's your purpose for, whether you're resting up, whether you're sightseeing?
Just resting, yeah. What was the exact complaint? I was just here?
That you've been here for an extended amount of time. And don't have an exact, they just said an extended amount of time.
All right, and you're Allison? Okay.
Deputy Allison.
Yeah, I mean, it's a prairie reserve. I see that. I figured it'd be a good place to hang out. I mean, there's nobody, and apparently there are people who have problems with this, I guess. I didn't talk to anybody. Well, like one guy, I guess.
One guy said that he talked to you and he just said something seemed off, so he asked that we check.
He was probably the caller. Okay.
I don't know who called.
Yeah, that was a strange situation with that guy too. It's like I walked down the road, and then he just darts out and onto the road and starts going that way, like he was watching me. And I figured he seemed like he was, concerned about me in some way. Maybe he's the grounds manager for
I'm not
the cemetery.
Sure they don't even give me that information. They just gave me a rundown of what.
But he's
called in, get it down.
Yeah, he's accusing me of of loitering. He's making that type of accusation, which, I mean, you follow the law. You wouldn't mention loitering if you didn't think that maybe that could be a potential charge. So can you define this loitering issue?
Well, I mean, if you're just sitting here hanging out with no rhyme or reason, I mean, you're just kind of...
Okay, all right. So anybody you see just kind of sitting, that you could charge them with the crime.
I mean, you're kind of out here. I mean, I'm not saying I'm charging you. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm just trying to think of the end game with this. You know, I'm telling you, I have no complaints. Everything's fine on my end.
And again,
but,
I'm not.
But if we're going to go further with this, I mean, I got to think about the end game. What are we going to bring before the courts on this issue?
Now you're just overthinking things. I was called out here to see what was going on. Make sure it just came out as a suspicious activity.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just here investigating on what exactly you're doing, just hanging out here. That's all. I'm not here to say you're doing
just minding my own
illegal.
Yeah.
I have no indication of that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find out because it was called in. I was sent here, so I have to come out and figure out.
Yeah, you see everything's fine. You know what's interesting with you? You got I can't. Okay, you're sheriff, but it says police. Sheriff's police, and usually police are city or maybe just town, and sheriff is county, and you're like combining the names together. That's a little different.
That's got nothing to do with me. That's been like,
well, that's fine. It's just you know, you guys do things your own way, and you know, I'm just making note of it, I guess, for documentation, because I'm gonna look into, you know, this situation and just, you know, 'cause I know the map. Yeah, the map is outlined in the yellow, and you know, I feel like I'm on public. This is probably considered public property. So I mean, I want to communicate this to people as best I can. And you guys are calling yourselves sheriff's police. They're part of the Iroquois sheriff. Okay. So yeah, just documenting that.
Under the Fourth Amendment, detaining or demanding ID without reasonable suspicion of a specific crime violates constitutional protections. Travis's response, refusing ID, asserting his purpose, and filming, is consistent with First Amendment and Fourth Amendment rights. No trespassing sign, no complaint of disturbance, no crime scene, yet suspicion is weaponized. Police presence without cause edges toward police overreach.
So, yeah, I mean, I plan on leaving.
That's fine.
I just,
like I said,
it's too
not
bad
here to say you're doing anything wrong. I just was called out here.
Yeah.
I have to see what's going on.
Your dispatch called you out.
Alright, come Charles. Yeah, I'm 10-4.
I mean, I'm not looking for calls, but I mean, you know, it happens. I'm gonna. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh. Just getting my phone cam.
Okay, except you're out here sightseeing. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some historical cemetery stones, some World War or some.
I like to go through cemeteries and see what's the oldest ones I can find. So I don't blame you there. I get what you're saying.
I take my time when I look at things too.
I'm not here to say that you're committing any type of crime. I'm not here to arrest you. Nothing like that. You've given me no reason to do such.
Yeah.
A citizen called in. That is related to me. I have to come out. That's what I get paid to do.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you've carry on about your business.
Yeah.
Just know that you can't stay here overnight.
But what's the ordinance on that?
This is, you can't be parked on the side of the road sleeping. You got it.
Oh, you got side of the road type of ordinances, and you're well, that's not the county. You're working within Iroquois County, and you got probably state law. You're saying you're quoting.
You can't.
It's not unless I'm in city.
I don't know that this is even.
Is this in city property?
I don't know if this is within Loda Township or not. I don't.
Loda, yeah.
Or town limits, city limits, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it's just where that cuts off.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and
I can probably guarantee if you're here overnight, somebody's probably going to call that in, and you'll probably have another sheriff's deputy out here talking to you.
Okay, all right.
So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Your county.
I don't know if you stay, if you sleep in your car or what. There's numerous hotels. 57.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess
there's
some.
A couple hotels in Gilman.
Some roach hotels. Some nice.
Super 8, some Motel 6s. There's some mom and pop ones as well.
You see, okay, you've seen them along the highway, and there's
plenty of signs.
they have their purposes.
You don't have to choose to stay in those hotels. Yep. I'm just giving you.
I'm
just saying if this car is parked here overnight, there's a good chance somebody else is going to call it in, and we'll be back out.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy. But you might want to assure him that there's no problems here. I mean,
I have no business to contact him.
Okay. You don't want to.
I'll contact my dispatch.
Oh yes.
Let them know there's
the dispatch.
They're just here sightseeing and go about it. And then if somebody else calls in, I can't make them not call in. So
yeah, I wonder how the dispatch relayed that to you. Too bad you can't hear the calls directly from the complainer. You have to go with the middle person there, and then whatever they have to add to the complaint or how they reword it. But this is a dirt road. This road just doesn't. I like this road because it doesn't connect really to any thorough way. It's just a loop, and you're the third or fourth car.
Yeah.
Because I've been.
I'm pretty sure that leads to nowhere. Just a cemetery. I'm sure it's not well traveled. Which is probably another reason why it's probably raised some suspicion that somebody's just kind of sitting out here.
And I found it by looking on Google Maps. All right, I was looking for a peaceful place that's got it's kind of public. I mean, this has pioneer roots that they're trying to preserve it. I'm not trying to pick the weeds or anything.
Nope.
And that's what they're trying to do with this. But they set it aside as part of public. Education, and I like to stop at these types of places, and it just looks good because it's on the outside.
Like I said, you haven't, as far as my knowledge from here talking to you, you haven't done anything wrong. Again, it just seems suspicious to a local. Somebody with non-local plates is sitting here on a not very well traveled road. They just wanted us to check it out.
And I think it's maybe the relation to the being next to the cemetery. It's just associated with the cemetery. Yeah, cemetery, prairie. There's not many prairie reserves next to cemeteries. Some are, but to have them right next to each other, you might be thinking I want to grave dig or something.
Yeah, like I said,
maybe
just seemed odd to them.
All I could do is.
Iroquois County is a very small, rural, close. So you have all these small towns. That they don't honestly have a whole lot better things to do than watch around what's going around town. And when an outsider comes in, it raises suspicion.
Yeah, and today's a Sunday.
I mean, you're talking about Loda right here, who probably has a population of, I would say,
it's less than 1,000.
Easily, I would probably say less than 500.
Yeah, even I saw that. I was.
When somebody new is in town, the whole town knows, and that raises alert. So then we get calls. We come out just to make sure, like I said. No, you just check it out, make sure everything's good. Go about our business.
Yeah, the last county I was in, the last city I was in is just south of here. It's like Dexter or it's something. I can't think of it. Chester. Nah, it's just the next city south of here. Town. It's just a little town south of here. I was just hanging out in there and I thought it was nice, but I can't even think of the name. Exter, something Exter. I think there's an X I think in there, but. I guess
so all right, like I said, just
okay, they're a different county anyway. I know that.
You're right. It's on the edge of Iroquois County right now. Very southern part of Iroquois County.
Southern part.
You
okay.
Go about
all right.
To the south and you're in Ford County.
I was in Ford County. Yeah.
So
train runs right in the center of
it. Probably what you're
Pax X. There's an X in there. Yeah.
The next town to the south.
Yeah.
Again, like I said.
I heard the trains too. Yeah, you could see them. I've heard them throughout the day.
Normal railroad trains, and then there's also
the passenger
Amtrak or
I heard them and seen them. So I'm paying attention. That's why I like to take my time and pay attention.
So all in rural county, there are some neat sightseeing things, like you said. Again.
But
like I said. I just don't stay here overnight. That's all I ask. Like I said,
you're concerned. You're on day shift, so you let the night shift know and to maybe look to see if I'm here tonight. You'd write your little notes
even
for.
Advise them.
Oh, okay.
My dispatch, everything's good here.
Oh, sure, okay.
Clear, and I'm going home. So.
Oh, you got okay. Long day. Okay, I don't mean to hold you up. Yeah, get some rest.
10 minutes.
It's just
I got about a 30-minute drive home.
Oh, yeah. It's a lazy. Okay.
Continue your sightseeing.
Yeah.
That's all that's doing. That's not a problem. Like I said, just make sure we don't stay here overnight.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
The road is really quiet from Paxton to here too. So
small.
On a Sunday, I'm thinking, yeah, it's just a.
Sunday,
So okay.
You have a good one.
Yeah. Okay. You too.
This encounter between Deputy Al and Travis Heinze demonstrates how a calm, informed citizen can assert constitutional rights without escalating. Travis earns a solid grade A for remaining lawful, respectful, and fully exercising his ID refusal rights. Deputy Al handled the situation without aggression, but his vague legal basis and continued questioning without articulable suspicion drop his grade to a C. This case reinforces that refusing to show ID is lawful when no crime is suspected. Always know your rights and document all encounters. Follow Mr. Right ID Refusal for more real-world examples, and don't forget to support the original creator, Travis Heinze.